Hello there and welcome into the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. We're looking at the brand new record from Lord Huron entitled Long Lost, which they released on May 21st. This is the fourth album from the band. It is their follow-up to 2018's Vide Noir. And these guys are definitely one of my favorites to emerge from the last decade. So much bigger than the indie folk label that's been ascribed to them as well. Honestly, when I think of this band, it seems like Berry Gordy and Hank Williams and Dick Dale all came together, made a Frankenstein monster that is Ben Schneider, who, if you're not familiar with this band, is the major creative force behind these guys. 4 albums in about 10 years, and all of them, very much with their own identity. And if you're not familiar with them, very much started off in that indie folk style, Strange Trails, exploring that. But the cool thing about Strange Trails is there's lots of little bits and pieces that you can see incorporated to that album that are starting to come, full circle on these last 2 records. And Vide Noir is an interesting album because there's a lot of, really heavy rocking music on that record, combined with, what I would argue is this like doo-wop Motown influence that you definitely can hear in lead singles When the Night Is Over and Wait by the River. But, both those tracks, minimalist instrumentation, really allow Ben Schneider's voice to kind of be the focal point of the songs. And he's got an amazing voice, an amazing lyricist to really, his entire catalog, and this new record, no exception. It's, he just has this ability to paint a scene and to put a listener there and to allow that person to judge for themselves and make up their minds. And I really like that. It's one of my favorite things about songwriting, when you can leave the listener with the freedom to decide and make up their own minds about a situation or a character or whatever it might be. And Ben Schneider is just at the top of his game, killing it on this record. This new record, though, Long Lost, definitely is got a much more different feel. It really sounds like he's combining country and surf rock throughout this whole thing, and it really just makes for a very laid-back, chill, ambient experience from start to finish. 16 tracks on this thing. It really is about 15. The last track, it says it's 16 songs with a 58-minute runtime, but the last song, Time's Blur, it sounds like Ben was hanging out with Sufjan Stevens while he was making Convocations. It's this cool, just all-instrumental ambient track that lasts about 8 or 9 minutes. So that's a big portion of that runtime, is that song on the back end there. But this thing, it's a lot of fun because the album was unveiled during a Live from Whispering Pines, which is the series of live performances that they started doing at the beginning of the year. So the album has this feel like you're kind of at a show. There are, in between tracks where there's an announcer kind of doing his thing, but it's, nothing that is invasive or that, takes away from the album. And I think that's cool. This album is, if you want to just listen to it, enjoy it, you can do that. If you want to go down the rabbit hole and check out some of those live videos, they're a lot of fun to listen to and really make this so much more of a whole experience. I think you diehard fans, if you haven't checked out the live stuff, should really go see a Live from Whispering Pines. But, the opening song, there's a little bit of an opener, but Mine Forever really just sets the mood as far as what this record is going to be like. Surf rock oper, very ambient, very much driven by this like jaunty country feel, as well as the song Love Me Like You Used To. It's 4th track on the record. Meet Me in the City is, I'm loving just the haunting riff, and there's this beautiful string arrangement that he incorporates on the song. One of the things I do like about this album versus Vide Noir is, I talk about Motown and doo-wop because especially with doo-wop, there's very minimalist instrumentation, and the songs on Long Lost definitely feel a lot more layered. There's definitely a lot more there. There's a fuller sound. You get a lot of this orchestration that's built into many tracks. It's just really well done, very lovely. 20 long years, I got to find a way to get out of this mess. As someone who's 37 years old, this song really resonated with me quite a bit. It's you get to 18, you're an adult, you got your life ahead of you to figure things out, and that 20 years in between 18 and 38, I'm almost there, and it certainly has been interesting. I can say I definitely learned a lot, and I am looking forward to taking that experience and not only making my life better down the road, but sharing it with others. Hopefully they can, learn from some stupid mistakes. But, if you want to go out and make your own, those lessons tend to be more effective. That's what my dad always told me. Not Dead Yet is a great track that's got definitely more of like an indie feel. It really reminded me of Arcade Fire on Neon Bible, which I would argue was very much inspired by Bruce Springsteen. So you get a little bit of that vibe on that track, which I definitely dig. The title track, Long Lost, very peaceful, ambient. Again, another wonderful string arrangement on that song. And I love the title too. It really, Long Lost. I mean, you could take it either way, but upon listening to this record, it definitely gives me the feeling that, Long Lost is, finding this nowhere where you've always wanted to be, and just basking in the glory of whatever this open undiscovered space might be. And this record certainly is undiscovered space for the band. While there are, instrumentation and things on this record that are familiar, that you have heard before on their records, they're really, going full at it with the country surf rock influence. And Ben has just, absolutely knocked it out of the park with this record. This is a major vinyl please. I'm super pleased with this record. I'm pretty blown away actually in the last week between this album and St. Vincent, with June coming up. Start talking about, top 5 through the first half of the year, and I can make a very strong argument why this record would appear on that list. So I hope you all enjoy listening to it. I hope you find this review helpful as well in the process of doing that. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out the live show on Sunday nights, and we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.